Hey everybody, it's Pete. Welcome to a new episode of Stocks for Breakfast. First, I want to start out by saying thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate you being a member of my community. And if you find these videos helpful, please do me favors, click down and subscribe to the channel. That would mean the world to me. Give us a thumbs up if you find the video helpful. Absolutely, if you find some success out of some of the videos that we do, definitely leave me a comment. I'd love to share in your success. I'd love to see when you make tiny bits of progress that lead up to, after a while, you're like, wow, I finally get it. That's really exciting for me because I know how difficult trading can be from the beginning. And if I can help make that path a little bit easier for you, that means a lot to me, because I remember when I first started trading and I'm like, I know everything. Why can't I put the pieces together? That's why I do this. I have a lot of people ask me, why are you doing this? It's, you're doing this for so many years. Why are you taking the time? And look, quite honestly, it's hard. It's hard to do, and if I can give back a little bit, and then hopefully, if you want to take the next step and work together, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. I mean, it really comes down to the bigger the community, the more money we can all make together, especially if we're trading together in real time. Which right now, we honestly, I'm just humbled by the who we have in the boot camp and who we have in the tape reading room right now, because we're developing a really, really nice community of people that like working together during the day, and we're actually helping each other make money, which to me is, I'm just very grateful that we have the right people in the community. And maybe you'll be in there if you're not in there yet. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is interesting. I was reading another book from the early 1900s again yesterday, a book by Richard Wyckoff. If you haven't heard about him, he was very popular back in the day, along with Jesse Livermore. Just for some reason, because of reminiscences of a stock operator, Jesse Livermore became kind of the icon, the trading icon. But Wyckoff was just as smart, and he actually owned the magazine of Wall Street back then. The point that I want to get across, and this is kind of relating to a lot of what I see in the boot camp, especially for newer traders, where they're a little bit frustrated coming out of the gate. And I can tell why they're frustrated out of the gate, because they're calling out stocks that are not in play. They're calling out penny stocks. They're calling out dollar stocks, or they're calling out stocks that just had an explosion yesterday, where it's so obvious they're doing nothing more than going to a stock screening software and saying, let me take a look at the market leaders yesterday, and I'm going to look smart and call that one out in the game plan meeting, which we have every morning. I understand why you're doing that. It's penny stocks and dollar stocks. It's a common thing where you want to, maybe you have a limited account, or maybe you just want to say, I bought 5,000 shares of a dollar stock, whatever it happens to be. Or maybe you want to look smart because the stock exploded yesterday. I got to talk about that stock. The fact of the matter is, going back to the book that Wyckoff actually had, and you can look up his name. He's got several books. And Jesse Livermore, Paul Tudor Jones, and William O'Neill, all of the traders throughout history, all of the big traders, Gerald Loeb, they all trade the market leaders. Myself, for trading 20 years, you trade the market leaders. You figure out which sectors and industries are strong, obvious, have order flow, have obvious order flow, have consistent order flow from week to week, month to month, to quarter, which stocks are making all-time highs. Those are the stocks that it's easier to make money in. Now, please take easy in context. Easy means those stocks are obvious and they're moving and they offer the greatest opportunity. Trading is easy, but it's simple but not easy, right? So I want to talk a little bit about today how to find those stocks and which stocks you should be watching every day. Stock selection, which everybody in the community yesterday really found out in a big way. Stock selection is a big deal. We just had some amazing trades this week. We had Facebook yesterday, which just absolutely exploded. We had Run this week. We had AMD. We had TSM. We've had OSTK. We've had DocuSign. All market leaders in what they're doing right now. All market leaders in the right industry. It's not a coincidence we're in those stocks. We're trading smart. We talk a lot during the day about act like a pro. You want to be a pro, act like a pro. Even if you have a full-time job, that's a big thing too. Get a lot of people in there who are in other industries, whether it's real estate or have a full-time job or whatnot. The community, we're not only day trading. So we're talking about building positions, building ideas. How long would you hold those trades kind of thing? But you need to be in the stocks that are in play. Easily the biggest reasons that new traders struggle and new members of the community struggle is they're trading stocks that are not in play. They're kind of stuck in a box, not doing anything, and that's the right price. And they're trying to trade those stocks forcing them out. Let it get out first. Let it tip its hand. And the other one, the second one, is I was in the right stock, but you bought it 7 days too late. You kind of feel like, okay, it's moving. Okay, it's moving. I have to get in. Oh, now I really have to get in. And then you finally get in 5 days later, it moves against you, pauses, and you're like, I don't understand. This stinks. Why am I losing money? It's because you're not anticipating your trades. So even if you're in the right trades, we have to work on reading the tape and anticipating those trades. So we're going to walk through a very simple way of finding ideas to be in the market leaders, depending on whether it's the last week, the last month, the last 3 months. I generally get asked the question, how far back do you go? And in my world, I start with 3 months and back because I'm looking for the next wave. I'm looking for what's in play right now. I'm looking from quarter to quarter. I know quarter to quarter is not every 3 month cycles, meaning it's not month 1, month 2, month 3. But I usually look for the last 3 months of price action. So it's always a rolling 3 months. So we're going to take a look at that now. We're going to start out with a week and look at the stocks. We're going to start out with a month and look at the stocks. And you start to build your own list, which actually is the next part. Generally speaking, you have a watch list, and all professional traders that I know, personally I know, that I've traded with as prop traders, have a core list. We call it our universe of stocks that we trade every day. So you trade those stocks every day because they represent the market, they represent the economy, they represent where money, where attention's on those sectors on a regular basis. And then you run your scans like we normally do, like we're about to do, and you find some other sectors that are in play right now. You find a leading sector, like NASDAQ's been on fire the last 6 months. So we're trading a lot of technology stocks, right? Metals and miners have been strong. So we're not chasing price. We're going to where the market has attention now. So you have your core list, and I'll show you a part of my core list right now. And then some of those other stocks that come from the scans, they go in the list, they go out of the list based on how they're in play. So let's head over to the screen. We'll take a look at that right now. Excuse me, I have like a sore throat right now. And we'll take a quick look at first my universe, and then look at really quick at what it means to have a list. So I sorted this by alphabetical order, and you can kind of see that I'm looking every day at technology, right? But one thing I want to point out here is Boeing has been in my list, but if you're in the community, you know, I keep saying it, Boeing's charts are a mess. I'm not trading them right now because they keep consolidating and having 2 days, consolidating and having 2 days. There's nothing to do there. The stock's not in play. But it's in my list every day because when it does become in play, when it starts to get a little more clear, it's a really good stock to trade. So instead of banging my head against the wall trading a stock that's in my universe, I'm waiting for it to tell me, okay, now it's order flow. Now money is being committed over time. Now it's creating higher highs, higher lows. Now I can pay attention to it. So it's in my list, but I'm not trading it now. Same thing with the financials. JP Morgan, I love to trade JP Morgan, but it's a mess. The daily chart is inconsistent. The weekly chart is inconsistent. There's nothing to do here. So I have it in my list for if and when it becomes in play again, when the stock market has attention on it again, I will jump in and trade it. But in the meantime, I'm trading other stocks that are super obvious and in play and much easier to make money in. And that's where we've been focusing all of the community. So the next question is, how do I find the leading stocks? So I'm going to take a look at FinViz again. And this is a very simple calculation. So what we want to do now is we want to say, okay, I have my master list, my universe that I trade every day. And then as every day unfolds, I'm going to look for some new stocks to put in, maybe take some stocks out of my universe. But you want to be in stocks that have the market's attention. So we're going to start out over here. We're going to look at 1 month relative performance. And in FinViz, I believe 1 month is the last 21 days, if I'm not mistaken. So basic materials pops up in the top of the list. And then we sort basic materials down. And I went a little bit lower. I normally use 2 million shares, but for the sake of this illustration, I just wanted some more stocks to pop up. 1 million shares and 1.5 average true range per day. So now you start to get a list of stocks that they keep going up, they keep pausing, and they keep offering opportunity. Maybe I should add one of these stocks that I can handle to my list. Now, one of the stocks that we've been in the list every day for us in the community has been Newmont. It's been one of the stocks. Now, what I want to point out here before the conversation comes back to it is, well, I was in one of the stocks that was in that scan and I didn't make money. Generally what happens is we'll pull up that and we'll say, well, the stock hasn't moved. It meets the volume criteria, but it did not meet the movement criteria. So again, you need to understand order flow. You need to understand the tape to make money as the next step of it. But the first step is being in the right stocks. So then we break it down a little further and we say, okay, well, what's been in play the last 5 days? And obviously technology has been flying. So we break down technology. We actually went back to 2 million shares there and sorted those. And you can see, again, not a coincidence, a lot of the stocks that get called out in our community are at the top of the list. And let's actually show you how to get to this point where now you would sort it by the week. And then go over by the charts, and you'll see why Finviz pulled these stocks up. And again, why they've been in our list. We've been trading Square every day. We've been trading Run every day. ENPH has been in the list. Apple's been in the list. AMD's been in the list. CRM's been in the list. NVIDIA's been in the list. It's not a coincidence. I'm guiding our community to trade the stocks that have attention, that are in play, that have consistent order flow, that have obvious capital contributions from the smart money. And I'm asked all the time, what is the smart money? The smart money is the money that moves the market. The smart money is the money that moves stocks. It's not, don't think like, who is it? I get this question, is that a hedge fund? Who cares? If there's enough smart money pushing that stock around, if there's enough capital that can actually move a stock, don't try and figure out who it is. Just figure out that it's in play. There's sufficient volume in volatility to make money in that stock, and then just go back a week, a month, 3 months, and determine which stocks are in play. So some of them, you trade maybe a little bit less aggressively on your initial entry, which you start to build a position if you don't know those stocks. If it's a stock that's in the universe and you trade every day, bam, as soon as you get that signal, you put the trade on. Bam, as soon as you get the signal, you put the trade on. It's a big thing to not miss a trade. You should be ashamed of yourself. If a stock is in your watch list and you're missing trades, that just simply means that your watch list is too big. So to recap the whole scenario here is you need to trade stocks in play. The market leaders for history, going back 100 years of trading, everybody who's a famous world stock trader has traded the market leaders. You need to know which those leaders are. You need to build your own personal universe, maybe 5 stocks, maybe 10 stocks. It could be more depending on how much your experience is. And when the market opens, you focus on the stocks that are doing what you want them to see, which in our community, we have a very specific way of doing that in the watch list. And then you're only trading those stocks, and you're trading them confidently. You're trading them with conviction because you did the homework, you did the hard work before the market opens, which I say all the time. It's easy once the market in the week opens because now you're just managing trades. And then as you do your scans, you can add a few stocks because they look great. Maybe take something out that's not trading well. Maybe you just keep the list growing. Like I said, with Boeing and JP Morgan and those stocks, I'm not taking them out of my list. I'm leaving them there. I'm just not trading them, knowing until I see the order flow look a little cleaner. So hopefully this starts to give you a little bit more structure to what you're doing. If you're finding you're buying too late, if you're finding you're missing ideas, if you find everybody around you is making money and you're not, it probably means you're in the wrong stocks, and it probably means that you're waiting too long to enter good ideas, and it probably means that you're trading stocks when they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Or even not in play, like I just described with JP Morgan and Boeing. I'd love to trade both of those stocks. They just haven't been in play, so I haven't traded them, but they're in my list. But that's the stuff that trading is an active participant. You have to actively be involved in your success, which means you have to have the right stocks in your list. And if you weren't in the community yesterday, gosh, you missed a big one. We had Facebook in the morning before the market opened. As soon as the bell rang, we said this stock is just sitting here waiting to do something. And that meaning waiting to bounce. It bounced. I didn't expect what it did, but my gosh, it exploded. And a lot of members of the community yesterday, by the end of the day, we had a very healthy conversation about how awesome it was to be a member of the community. And again, I'm very grateful to be around everybody. So hopefully, if you're not in there already, you can join us because it's a really good group. So anyway, I hope this helps. If you need some more insights on this, absolutely leave a comment and definitely click subscribe. If you really want to take it to the next level, I hope to see you in the boot camp. You'll learn more about that down below too. Click and see what you get. Have a great day.